and welcome to NS India News. I am Lois. Let's take a look on our today's bulletin. The Congress on Friday targeted Prime Minister Narendra Modi after the rupee fell to its lower ever level and deposits by Indian in Swiss banks surged, saying Modinomics has completely ruined India's economic indices. Congress spokesperson RPN Singh asked the Prime Minister the same set of questions he has posed to the UPA government in 2013 ahead of the last general elections on black money and the value of the rupee against the US dollar. He also released a 2013 video of Modi, who was then the BJP's chief campaigner and was the Gujarat chief minister, asking a set of questions to the UPA. Modi had asked whether it was the corrupt policies of the Congress-led government that had brought down the value of rupee. Will Prime Minister Narendra Modi answer the same question that he had asked from our government when he is in power now? It is now under the Modi government that the Indian rupee had collapsed to an all-time low against the dollar. The rupee is among the worst performing currencies in the world now, he told. Bureau Report, NS India News. The Union Cabinet will approve minimum support prices MSP at 150% of input cost for Kharif crops at its next meeting. Prime Minister Narendra Modi assured a group of sugarcane farmers who met him at his residence on Friday evening. The PM's reassurance comes as farmers' groups have started agitating on the lack of announcement on MSP rates, even though sowing of Kharif crops have begun in most parts of the country. MSPs act as a price signal for farmers and are usually announced in early June at the onset of the monsoon when sowing begins. On Friday, the Indian Meteorological Department announced that the monsoon has now covered the entire country, and the Agricultural Ministry announced that the total sown area has crossed 165 lakh hectares. With sugar mills' arrears to cane farmers crossing 22,000 crore, the government has approved several relief measures over the last few months, including a production subsidy, buffer stock, set minimum retail price, and a hike in import duties, apart from steps to increase ethanol production from sugarcane. Bureau Report, NS India News. Gandhians took to the streets across the country on Friday to voice their anger against the illegal shutting down of Rajghat in New Delhi for 2 days for a Vishwa Hindu Parishad event, even as the CISF, which is in charge of the premises security, rubbished the allegations and claimed that the Mahatma Gandhi's memorial was closed because of Seychelles President Denis For's visit. The Rajghat was reportedly shut for the public on June 24 and 25, while the memorial is normally closed for a few hours during VIP visits. CISF officers admitted that there were instructions to shut it down for 24 hours for 4 on Monday morning. But members of organization devoted to Gandhian ideology pointed out that a VHP was underway at the Gandhi Smriti and Darshan Smriti on those days. Chairperson of Gandhi Peace Foundation, Kumar Prashant, told Mirror, "They, the BJP government, want to tell the world, we are the boss. Rajghat is bigger than any government." Hemendra Singh, official spokesperson of the CISF, denied that the VHP event had anything to do with Rajghat's closure. Rajghat was shut on Sunday and the first half of Monday because of the Seychelles president's visit. Soon after the Seychelles president left the memorial at 10 a.m. on Monday, we reopened the premises, Singh told. During the protest in New Delhi, a small group of Gandhians offered prayer at Rajghat and a larger gathering staged a demonstration right across the memorial. They also observed silence at 5:17 p.m., the time when Gandhi was shot dead. Bureau Report, NS India News. In a shocking incident, a Bharatiya Janata Party leader from Madhya Pradesh asked the parents of a minor rape victim to express gratitude to the local MP for visiting them. Sudarshan Gupta, a legislator of the BJP, was caught on camera in Indore's MY hospital asking the victim's kin to thank his party MP Sudhir Gupta. Sudarshan Gupta, a legislator of the BJP, was caught on camera in Indore's MY hospital asking the victim's kin to thank his party MP Sudhir Gupta for visiting them at the hospital to inquire about the minor girl's condition. Immediately, the parents of the victim were seen nodding and folding their hands before Sudhir. Say thank you to the MP Sudhir Gupta. He has travelled only to meet you. The 8-year-old girl was abducted from her school in Hafiz colony here and illegally gang raped at her house in Mandsaur 3 days ago. She is presently battling for her life in the hospital. So far, Madhya Pradesh police has arrested 2 people in connection with the incident. Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan on Friday condemned the incident and said the accused should be hanged till death. Meanwhile, locals in the district have been protesting against the incident, demanding death penalty to the accused. Bureau Report, NS India News. Prime Minister Narendra Modi laid the foundation stone for the National Centre for Aging at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences on Friday. The 200-bed centre will be built at a cost of 300 crore. The Prime Minister inaugurated a 1-kilometer motorable tunnel connecting the AIIMS main building to its trauma facility to transfer patients and their relatives, doctors, instruments and medicine. The construction of the tunnel started in 2012 and cost 40 crore. We want to provide the best healthcare to our people at the lowest possible cost. We have proposed and approved more numbers of AIIMS than it was done in the past 70 years, Mr. Modi said. He said the government's vision was not limited to providing modern hospitals and medicines, and hence it introduced a national health policy to ensure low-cost treatment for every citizen and to eradicate the cause of diseases. He talked about the National Health Protection Scheme, which aims to provide a cover of 5 lakh a family a year to 10 crore vulnerable families. Reiterating India's commitment to eradicate TB by 2025, 5 years ahead of the global target, Mr. Modi said he had faith that the healthcare sector of the country would meet the challenge. Bureau Report, NS India News. A ceasefire has begun at midnight in South Sudan as the very nation wonders whether the latest attempt to end a 5-year civil war will hold. President Salva Kiir and rival Riek Machar agreed on the permanent ceasefire this week after their first face-to-face talks in almost 2 years. President Salva Kiir and rival Riek Machar had faced a possible UN arms embargo and sanctions if fighting didn't stop and a political deal wasn't reached by Friday. Multiple attempts at peace have failed. The latest ceasefire in Prime Minister Narendra Modi laid the foundation stone for the National Centre for Aging at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences on Friday. The 200-bed centre will be built at a cost of 300 crore. Millions are near famine. The new peace deal calls for the unhindered delivery of aid. Bureau Report, NS India News. Iran ensures overland connectivity between Eurasia and India, and it is not just an energy supplier, said former Vice President Hamid Ansari on Friday. Mr. Ansari, who also served as an ambassador of India to Iran during the early 1990s, said the government should take into consideration the totality of India's ties with Iran, while responding to the US President Donald Trump's demand to drastically cut down energy imports from that country. Our relationship with Iran has been built carefully and thoughtfully by all past governments, as Iran for us is not just an energy supplier from the Persian Gulf region. We have to look at Iran from a different point of view. For us, Iran is a land power on the other side of Pakistan that provides us with an alternative route to Afghanistan, said Mr. Ansari, reminding the government that Iran is a geopolitical entity in its own right. Mr. Ansari said Iran provides alternative access to Afghanistan, which is a strategic necessity for Delhi, and therefore India should view this relationship with special care. He said India maintains relations with countries strictly on the basis of bilateral dynamics, and in this context, Iran's importance has remained undiminished over the last several decades. Bureau Report, NS India News. After moving to criminalize instant triple talaq, the centre is all set to throw its weight behind a clutch of petitions filed in the Supreme Court to declare nikah halala and polygamy unconstitutional. Sources said the centre would extend its support to petitioners when the matter comes up next in the SC. Nikah halala is a controversial practice which forbids a divorced couple from remarrying until the woman marries someone else, consummates her new marriage, and gets divorced or widowed. While defended by the clergy, the practice has been slammed by women's activists who have called it retrograde and anti-women and have petitioned the SC to get it banned. The SC directed the centre to respond to the plea, seeking to declare the provisions of Muslim personal law which validate the practice of polygamy and nikah halala as unconstitutional. The centre is gearing up to put forth its stand by backing the petitions challenging the two practices, sources said. Bureau Report, NS India News. The incidents of stone pelting in Jammu and Kashmir are on a rise, with women too joining the pelters. To tackle the situation, the Central Reserve Police Force (CRPF) has trained a team of lady commandos. These women commandos have been given rigorous training, which includes being blindfolded to deal with nighttime deployment and repairing weapons in under a minute in case of any malfunction. The security forces have been repeatedly challenged by the incidents of stone pelting across the valley in recent times. Earlier on May 7, R. Thirumani, a tourist from Chennai, died in a hospital after being hit by a stone during clashes in Narbal area. On May 2, a bus carrying school students was attacked by stone pelters in Zavura village of Shopian district. Also, 7 tourists were injured when stone throwers targeted vehicles in South Kashmir's Anantnag district on April 30. Bureau Report, NS India News. The Indian Meteorological Department, Mumbai, has issued warnings on cyclonic circulations over the northeast Arabian Sea off North Gujarat coast at upper levels and the east central Arabian Sea of South Maharashtra coast in a higher level. In an official statement, IMD Mumbai said the offshore trough at mean sea level from South Gujarat coast to North Kerala coast now runs from South Maharashtra coast to Kerala coast. This situation is very likely to cause heavy to very heavy rainfall along the west coast of India and parts of Gujarat on day 1. With the northward shifting of the monsoon trough, weakening of the offshore trough is likely, leading to a reduction in rainfall amounts over the west coast. The significant rainfall area is likely to be the southern peninsular region only on day 2, it added. Last week, the Indian Meteorological Department, Mumbai, had issued warnings of cyclonic circulations over north and south Konkan and adjoining South Gujarat. Warnings of isolated heavy to very heavy rain were issued over Konkan and Goa, while isolated heavy rain warnings were issued for Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, coastal Karnataka and Kerala. Bureau Report, NS India News. Well, that's all for today. Keep watching NS India News. This is me, Lois, signing off. Goodbye.